All right, let's dive right in. We're talking about a massive economic shift happening right under our noses. As AI gets unbelievably good at all the technical stuff, the skills that are suddenly becoming rare and super valuable are the ones that are just, well, human. We're going to break down exactly why those soft skills you've heard about are fast becoming the new hard currency.
So to really get a handle on just how high the stakes are, check out this statement. This is a real bombshell. We're not talking about a few jobs changing here and there. This is a challenge to the entire idea of what a career even is. The point being made is that we've moved past just automating simple tasks. Now we're automating whole jobs, and the scary part? There might not be a next job to simply retrain for.
And yeah, this isn't some minor prediction. The same source is talking about unemployment numbers that sound like they're straight out of a sci-fi movie. I mean, not 10%, not 20%, a mind-blowing 99%. Now look, whether you think that's way over the top or a real possibility, a number that big forces you to stop and ask a really important question. What is so different about the tech we have right now that makes a prediction like that even thinkable?
Okay, so let's try to answer that. That brings us to our first section, the automation endgame. We're going to dig into why this shift is seen as something completely different from anything that's come before it. Yeah, even the Industrial Revolution.
Right, so here's the absolute key difference. Think about it. The wheel was a tool. The steam engine, also a tool. They were game changers for sure, but they couldn't invent the next tool. AI, though, that's what's being called a meta-invention. It's not just another tool in the toolbox, it's a new inventor. It's an intelligence we can point at the problem of invention itself, and that just ramps up the speed of progress like nothing we've ever seen before.
And just look at this timeline. It is incredibly fast. I mean, people are predicting artificial general intelligence, that's AI that can reason just like a human, by 2027. That's just around the corner. Then, only 3 years after that, humanoid robots could be competing for physical jobs. And then you have the big one, the singularity, this point of no return for tech growth, by 2045. The point is, this isn't some far-off problem for our kids to deal with. This is happening right now in our own careers.
Okay, so that's the scale of the challenge we're facing. And yeah, it's pretty intimidating stuff, but it's not the whole story. The funny thing is, the faster technology races ahead, the clearer it becomes what actually makes us irreplaceable. And that leads us right into our next section, the human edge advantage. This is where we figure out where our true value lies in this new world.
What's so fascinating here is the really clear line in the sand this draws. You know, research from Deloitte shows that the machine's advantage is obvious, right? It's all about technology, automation, and pure efficiency. But our advantage, that's in a totally different universe. It's our adaptivity, our creativity, and our judgment. It's about how we handle the messy, ambiguous problems that don't have a clear answer. That's what we're calling the human moat, that set of skills that AI just can't touch.
And look, this isn't just some nice, feel-good theory. It's actually backed up by hard data. Deloitte found that companies that just focus on the tech, they just plug in the AI and hope for the best, are 1.6 times more likely to be unhappy with the outcome. The real winners? They're the ones taking a human-centric approach. They're actually rethinking how work gets done to get the best out of the tech and the people.
And this quote just nails the new way we need to think about this. The whole point of AI at work isn't really about cutting jobs or slashing costs. It's about getting rid of all the boring, repetitive stuff to free us up for what really matters. It's about giving us our time back so we can focus on those higher-level things that machines just can't do. Like deep strategic thinking and building real, actual relationships. So if we agree the future is all about this human-machine team-up, the big question is, how do we get ready for it? Well, that's what this next section, Orchestrating the Future, is all about. It's the playbook for how we can all start redesigning our roles for what's coming.
First things first, we have to understand just how urgent this is. Get this, a Gartner survey found that a whopping 91% of customer service leaders are feeling the heat from their own bosses to get AI implemented. So this isn't some maybe in a few years kind of thing. The push is on right now, which means we need that new playbook immediately.
And here it is. This is that new playbook. It really calls for a total mindset shift for learning and development. The old way was asking, what does this job need today? The new way is asking, what is this job going to become? That means we need to build job descriptions that can change, create training for these new hybrid human-AI teams, and, this is a big one, train our leaders to be sense makers. Basically, people who can make sense of all this complexity, not just bark orders.
And again, this is not just theory. It's already happening out there in the real world. Gartner found that 80% of companies are planning to move their customer service agents into totally new jobs as AI handles the simple stuff. And check out this number, 58% are planning to turn them into knowledge management specialists. These are the people who actually manage and improve the information the AI is using. It's a perfect example of shifting from doing the work to orchestrating the work.
All right, so for this last part, let's zoom all the way out and look at the biggest picture possible. We've talked about the challenge, we've talked about the human-first solution and the practical steps to get there. But where's all of this ultimately headed?
And that brings us right back to where we started, with this idea of the singularity. This point where technology just takes off and grows uncontrollably. It's not just some cool sci-fi idea. It's the ultimate test of our human value. Because when change happens that fast, your anchor can't be your technical skills. Those will be outdated in a flash. It has to be something deeper, something more fundamental about you.
Which leaves us with one final, and I think really powerful question. It cuts through everything else, your job title, your technical know-how, all your certifications. In a world where a machine can do nearly any logical task better and faster than we can, what is your unique human contribution? What do you bring to the table that an algorithm simply can't copy? Seriously, figuring out the answer to that question might be the single most important piece of career planning any of us can do right now.